I've got a Guthrie Trapp lick for you today, and this is a really cool country blues style lick in the key of E major. It's utilising some chord shapes and the E major pentatonic. I'll play it through and then we'll break it down slowly. So E major pentatonic, and also we can look at chord shapes. We've got our A form bar chord for E major, and we've got our C form bar chord for E major. So you can think of your cage position: C form, A form, and it also goes into the inversion of this E, which is also your G form. So it starts off in this A form position, and Guthrie plays it. He's got his first finger on the 7th fret of the A string, and then slides from the 9th into the 11th on the A string. That's sliding into the major third of the E chord. And then we've got 9/11 on the D. So this is major pentatonic, E major. So after that 9/11 on the D, we've got a double stop, 9th fret on the G and the B strings, and we play that and then we slide it down to the 7th fret. Then back to the 9th fret of the D, and then we play the double stop again with our first finger, 7 and 7, G and B strings. Now there's some hybrid picking involved in this lick, but I'm going to just go through all the sections just picking, and then I'll highlight which parts are done with hybrid, and it doesn't matter if you do it all with a pick. So this section here, where it's the 9th fret double stop sliding to the 7th, he does that with his ring and middle finger. So all this is picked, then hybrid, then pick, then hybrid. So that's the first part of the lick. Or all with a pick. So it doesn't really matter if you choose to use a pick or hybrid picking. Then after that part, when we've done the double stop on the 7th fret, we're going to grab that 9th fret again of the D, and we're going to chromatically walk down 9, 8, 7. And then when we get to the 7th fret with our first finger, we're going to slide to the 5th. So all together. And then we have a triple stack on the A and the D string, 7th fret. So we can just bar this with our ring finger. And it's 7, 7, it's 7, 7, 7. So it's A string 7, D string 7, back to the A string 7th fret. So it's a stack. And there, Guthrie also does, he uses his finger. He picks when it's on the A string, and he uses his middle finger to chicken pick the D string. So it goes. So it's pick on the A, middle finger on the D, and then pick again, 7th fret on the A. All together. Straight after that, with his first finger reaching over to the 5th fret of the D, we're going to go 5 and hammer into the 6, and that's the major third again of the E chord. And then grabs the 5th fret on the B string with his first finger, and this is highlighting this chord. your C shape or E dominant 7, it's these two notes. We've got major third, and then root, that's your E note, that's your root, 5th fret of the B string. And them two notes Guthrie also plays with his middle finger. And then straight after that, as soon as he picks that root, chromatically slides down 5, 4, 3. And what's happening there when you're at this root, when you're on any root and you go a whole step behind the root, you're on the flat 7. And if we're thinking of going to the 4 chord, which is what the lick does next, after the flat 7, behind the flat 7 of the tonic is the major third of the 4 chord. So this note here on the 2nd fret, we've gone root, flat 7, behind that would be the major third of A, so that takes you right into your 4 chord. Whole thing really slowly, I'll play it through. When we get to that flat 7, with your 3rd finger, you're going to reach up and grab the G string on the 4th fret and push up a whole step. And then you're going to release back to the 4 and then play this pull off to the 2nd fret, also on the G. And this is basically A, you're in A major pentatonic. When you push up that 4th fret, it takes you into this note here, which is the major third of A. It's the major third of our 4 chord. So you can see that flat 7 leads us perfectly into that A chord. And then what you can do after that, you can grab the 2nd fret of the A and pull down, release, and then play the open A string just to finish it off. So that whole thing really slow. And then you can play your A chord after it. So that last part from the root chromatically down to the flat 7, and then straight away we're highlighting that A chord, that move to the 4 chord. And after that bend, after we've come and played the 2, we can just keep our finger barred here. This is basically our A chord, and you can play the D string. So you're coming up A, and then you could do that move. You can grab the A string on the 2nd fret, which is your B note, bend it, release to the open A. So that bend there is this bend here. So that 4th fret G string into the major third, releasing to the A, is the same as whole thing really slowly, just picked. And now I'm going to do it and include the hybrid picking and chicken picking. that completes that lick. So have some fun with it, and remember, it doesn't have to be fast and a country style lick like what Guthrie's doing it. You can slow it down, and you know, you can make it bluesy, and just when you're learning a lick like this or any lick, analyze what you're doing, look at your chord shapes, and you can start building licks of your own and improvising around this stuff. So what I did there, when I hammered on at this part into the major third and then grabbed the root, I kept this middle finger on that third so it's ringing, and I slid down this whole shape. So that would be a cool way of doing it as well. Into the 5 chord, into the B, doing kind of the same thing. If you like these country blues style stuff that Guthrie does, let me know in the comments, and I'll you know, quite happily do, you know, more of these, because they're quick and they're quite informative and fun to play. So I'll see you tomorrow. Have some fun.